This one is a special one. It all starts the night before. It had been a long day.
Hey. It's going okay.
And Mason was having a big bonfire with all of our friends at his house that night. It had started about 7, but I didn't really get off work until 10 o'clock that night. So I got there late, but I still went.
It was a long day, really. 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
But it definitely sobered me up before I had to get on the flight the next morning. 2 flights, actually. And that next morning I woke up. I could hardly sleep the night before, even though I was so tired from work.
It is currently 7:43 in the morning, doing all of my last minute packing and laundry and all that stuff. Today's the big day.
Kind of rolled out of bed, got dressed quickly. Since I had worked the entire previous day and the day before, I really had hardly any packing done, really. So I pretty much woke up and just started packing everything and just made a list, and I started shoving crap in my bag. We had to be at the airport by 10, and our flight would leave for Dallas at noon. And as soon as I got in, everyone was already there. All of their families, you know, were watching them as they were checking their bags and getting their flight tickets printed out. And we did a big group photo and a goodbye, and that was it. We were just kind of goofing around, you know, trying to shake it off, trying to really evaluate the feelings that we were feeling about this trip. Most people had been on a mission trip before. People even younger than me had been on mission trips before, but I hadn't until that. That was my first one.
Flight 1 is to Tulsa to Dallas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We went through the airports. We got to Dallas.
How was the flight, Josiah?
You know, pretty good. No turbulence, so we got a couple hours for lunch, then we're gonna head to Germany.
We had lunch. We had lunch.
Burger. Except it's gone. What'd you get?
This is an amazing burger.
Bacon cheeseburger.
It's cheddar bacon.
What'd you get? Come on.
Whatever it is, good apparently.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Hear that?
And then before we even knew it, we were there. We were completely different time zone, completely different side of the globe. I just recorded here and there, and so I just want to show you all the highlights.
There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul.
Are you ready for this, Josiah? You ready to find some trees?
I am
There goes a sight from my soul.
opportunity. Huge.
I can't remember which day it was during the week, but one day we got to go to they were so excited to take us here. We got to go to this ropes course of some sort. This ropes course, I forget what it was called, but it's basically just this huge obstacle course all strung up through the trees, and it looked sketchy as frick, but it ended up being so much fun.
Oh, is it recording?
Oh yeah, it is.
Hey there.
Hey there.
Hey Grace.
This footage of me is not dignifying for me in any way, but it was scary, but it was freaking fun.
Oh no. Okay. Huh? Oh. Huh?
You got this, Kenzie. Come on. Yeah? Oh no!
And we all had a great time, but unfortunately we were planning on spending like the whole like second half of the day there, but we ended up getting cut short because we got rained out. We were all up in the trees, you know, we were all having a great time, yelling, hooping and hollering, trying not to fall every 20 seconds, and then the rain started coming down.
I was dry before I left to go to search for everyone, so now I'm not dry anymore. We've got Bill.
Right there, that cut on my back is from, I was trying to get up the ladder on one of the first ropes courses, and it was like a little like rope ladder with like logs as like the rungs instead, and they were pretty spaced out, and it wasn't like, it was really flimsy. I tried to get it, I lashed myself to it, and I got on it, and I started climbing, and I slipped or something, I don't even remember, but I slipped, and if it's like a seatbelt, you know, a seatbelt, as soon as it feels quick motion, it tightens to like keep the person in place. The thing tightened as soon as it fell, and before I reached the ground, it tightened. I swung, and the metal cable ripped my shirt open and cut my back. But it was funny. It was stupid. It didn't really hurt that bad. It wasn't that deep of a cut. It was just kind of like, it was just a little scrape. There's this short little clip here of Kenzie and Grace in this like little circle swing thing just hooked up to this log, but it is the most comfortable thing ever. It's back out here in like the back courtyard of the church, and they got like a slide and like a little meeting area, and we hung out there a lot, and it was such a beautiful view. Like Oklahoma especially is completely boring compared to Germany.
Friday morning, just finishing up breakfast. Today we're going to a German high school just down the street, and we have 2 lessons prepared that we're going to teach. A little nervous, but I think everyone is for good reason, and we're going to see how it goes.
And here's one of my favorite parts of the trip is whenever we got to go and teach a few classes at their local high school there in Wetzlar. We got to teach one theology class, you know, religion class, where they study like different religions and different aspects of it. And then there were 2 English classes that we taught.
The German school. And we're about to do presentations. This is crazy.
Now, I say taught, but we just kind of prepared some fun little stuffs to present to them, and, you know, to get them laughing and to like give them some insight to our culture rather than, you know, just our language, because most Germans know English. You know, it's the 2nd most popular language in Germany.
Guys, we're in a German high school. This is weird. Presentations for the day, and so we're about ready to move on. The kids were awesome. It was a little nerve-wracking, but we got it.
This next part is whenever we actually got to go. It was on the Saturday, so it was kind of like our free day. We just went out and explored.
We are now on our way on a free day. Say that again?
Past the Brownfield.
And our first stop was actually, we went to this castle from the 1400s. It's Schloss Braunfels. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's in the city of Braunfels. And apparently the word Schloss means castle. The place is beautiful.
Wow. Oh, and there's just a car.
You could even see me like holding up my phone, like just taking pictures of all of this amazingness. Well, there is a great piece of history. I mean, it's older than the country of America itself, so it's like, I didn't get to film any of the inside of the castle though, because, you know, no film, no photos, you know, whatever. But I did get to take some pictures outside, like from the towers and from the landscapes of the outside. It was super beautiful. Like, the country of Germany is just, it's a beautiful place. Then after that, we kind of had lunch out in the courtyard outside of the castle. It was in like Braunfels, like town square basically. Cobblestone laden streets and sidewalks, and we just sat on a couple of benches and we ate lunch. And then after that, which I didn't get any footage of because it was freaking miserable, is we went on a float trip down a river. I forget what river it's called, but it was like, we took like a 4 or 5 hour like float trip. And what I mean by float trip is that we didn't float. The purpose is to like get in a bunch of your friends and just float down the river and, you know, have a good time. All 4 hours of that just chugging along. It was miserable. I don't regret it. It was fun. It was more funny than anything.
It's ball time.
This was the last full day of us being there. So like the first half of the day we went to the mall and we just wandered around.
So we just found something interesting, and this just proves that German malls are way cooler than American malls.
We had a nice lunch at this like Italian place.
Now leaving the mall, next lunch break. Apparently it's a pizzeria that is has a real Italian, so it'd be authentic. The name of that restaurant is not worthy to be pronounced. This is German, Italian, authentic pizzeria.
It's been a great trip. It's going to be a huge night. It's going to have huge things going on. Like burger flipping.
Anything else? Say hello.
It was like authentic Italian. It was like real Italians serving the food, but they spoke German and everything, but it was super good. But then that night, we executed something that we had pretty much been leading up to the entire week that we were there. It was called the Deutsch-American Experience.
Just finished taking a nap. Today at the mall was great. I did a lot of shopping, did a lot of souvenir shopping, but now it is time to set up for Deutsch-American Experience. Landon. You're rocking the apron.
I can't flip burgers very well.
It'll be even better footage.
Woo! Oh yeah.
We got some.
Yeah.
And okay.
Mike and Josiah are cooking some burgers the American way.
We got some A1 burgers cooking right now. Behind the grill,
The chef master.
yes. Chef Master Michael, sous chef Josiah.
Chef masters Benson and Chris Bentz. We do the sausage and the burger flip.
We're about to start. It's crazy. I don't even think there's enough chairs for everyone, but
We did a bunch of games and we did a bunch of stupid stuff, but it was super fun. And then at the end, Josiah actually shared his testimony, which was really brave of him, but he did it. I think he did a great job.
And seeing and hearing that from him.
But towards the end is where things really got emotional for that night for me. But everything had died down really. All of the people that we invited, they went back home, and it was pretty much just us. 11 o'clock at night, and I remember Leo was just sitting there with his guitar, just playing away. We were all just carrying on conversation, having fun, winding down after that fun night, and he was just sitting there playing his guitar, just not really playing anything in particular. But I don't know what made me do it, but I went over and started singing "How He Loves Us" by the David Crowder Band in his ear. I don't know why, but then he started singing it and sang it together, and then before you know it, Just ask anybody that was there. I can't really tell you what it was like through a camera, through a YouTube video, but this is an experience that you have to have for yourself to really, really appreciate it and to really know. And it's an experience that I will never trade. I'm sorry it took me so long to get to this, to get to making this video. It's months after it even happened, but I think it just needed to be made. I wanted to share this with you. Thanks for tuning in to this very special episode of The Future. See you next time.
So close, stay.